Welcome back, Filmaholics. My name is Cock Henrik, and in this channel we find anything and everything filmmaking. So if you guys want more of that, consider subscribing. But until then, let's go on with the rest of the video. So what is this video gonna be about? It's about this baby right here. This is the Sony a5000. Specifically, we're gonna be talking about the best video settings for this camera. So let's go on to the overhead setup. And here you have the Sony a5000. So the first thing to change in the settings is going to be right in this button right here. And you're gonna change it to the movie mode into manual exposure. After that, you're gonna go back into the menus, go to the first page, and change aspect ratio to 16:9 to get the best results because, well, that's how most people watch things. That's how TVs are made, how most movies are made these days, and whatnot. Now, file format. For this, you're gonna leave it as is. That's just gonna be the best way to compress and also just gonna be the best results in post. But the next thing to change is actually going to be recording settings. For this, you're gonna want it at 60/24 when you're using it in slow-mo, and then if you're using it for regular, you're gonna put it in 24/24. So there's that, and the next page is going to be ISO. You're gonna change this between 100 to 640 to get the best results so that you don't have noise in post. That's because this is the native ISO of this camera. If you go any higher, you cannot denoise anything or else it'll look like a blob on the screen. It's terrible. So let's leave it at 640. On to the next page. That's gonna be white balance. Now in the top right corner or whatever, it's gonna be showing the video where I show you guys how to get a custom white balance. So just go ahead and do that, and then you'll be able to set it there. Now for DRO, we're turning that off. You don't need that. That just makes things worse. And back into the settings. And the last thing to do on this page is going to leave it in standard mode. But I will show you in a separate video the settings I use for this standard mode to color grade it better in the future in post. So the next page, we're gonna skip that one and go into here. Leave it in sRGB, that is how everyone edits, and it's gonna change the colors if you change it any other way. And lastly, on this next page, not lastly, but one of the last things is gonna be zebra. You're gonna leave it on 75 because anything that peaks higher than that is going to be overexposed. You cannot save that data. It's just gonna be a blank white mess. So there's that. And you're gonna keep it in rule of thirds because, well, it really helps you out when you're shooting to get a really good composition. But I'll talk more about composition in a future video. So the next thing, you're also gonna leave this in high and leave this in red because it really helps out if you're using a manual focus type of lens. And, well, it's really noticeable. It's really useful, especially while you're vlogging and you don't know if you're in focus or not, and you can see yourself, and there you go. The next thing that I'm gonna change is going to be not on this page, I believe. There we go. In airplane mode, you're gonna leave it on. You want this on. That way you save so much battery life. It is absolutely amazing. I don't know why I haven't been doing that in most of my cameras. And on to the next few pages. Where is it? There it is. You're gonna leave that on sunny weather. It really helps out. The fact that you put it on airplane mode will save battery, but this will drain battery. So if you're just indoors in your studio, put that back to manual and put it to your, well, preference. But personally, if you're vlogging, sunny weather really saves your life. And the last actual thing is you're also gonna leave it on 30 minutes. The reason why for that is I cannot tell you how many times I was filming with this thing or the a6000 I was using, and, well, I just lost a shot or just things happen and it's just terrible. So let's leave that on. But that's all for now, so let's go back into the studio. And we're back in the studio, and those are all the settings you need to change with your Sony a5000. And if you don't have it yet, it's kind of the perfect price range. I already reviewed it if you want to check that video out later on, but the reason why is the fact that it's so cheap. It is $150, and that is the perfect price range if you want to see if you want to do anything with video like TikTok or YouTube or streaming with a cheap camera that's somewhat better than a phone camera because it'll have better resolution, you can have better lenses, you could do so much more. So I again think this is the perfect starter camera. And if you guys want to check out the camera review, go ahead and check this video right up here. Also, if you want to check out the gear I used to make this video and the camera itself, they're gonna be down in the links below. They're gonna be at no extra cost to you guys, but it will help out us in the channel right here. And lastly, don't forget to like and subscribe and dream on.